Happy New Year. Today is January 23rd, 2025, and we're getting ready to start our full board meeting at 7:09. Thank you all for being here. We're going to start with our public gallery sessions. Do we have anyone here at our office space that would like to talk and present? As a reminder, 2.5 minutes to talk and then any follow-ups. You're up. Just make sure you introduce yourself. Make sure the mic is on.
Hello, everyone. My name is Joseph Urbina. I represent the Family Enrichment Center coming to Bronx Community District 12. I am with Bronx Works. Nice to meet you all. Hope you guys are doing well considering the cold. Granted, because of the time, I'm gonna skip the formalities, all right? I'm going to read a short description of who we are, what we do, and then I'll go a little off script for you guys, all right? Our Family Enrichment Center coming to Williamsbridge and Baychester neighborhood is a home-style recreational space rooted and centered in community. Together, we provide offerings, design activities, and curate events that center around the needs and interests of our District 12 residents. I want you all to join us as we create a neighborhood home where all participating residents can make memories, celebrate ongoing and new traditions, and build lasting connections regardless of age, background, or ability. Now, you may be wondering, why am I reading the script? Because this initiative is totally community-led and community-centered. It's such an organic and holistic initiative that if I don't find the right words to capture it all, I might just miss the magic when I'm speaking in a moment like this. Where I'm here right now to speak on is this initiative is moving fast and we're coming very quickly, very intentionally on how we do this, but we can't do anything without the community's involvement. The whole FEC model is centered around co-designing with the community. We have an advisory council made up of residents and community stakeholders that are embedded in every step of the process. For instance, I'm the director of this initiative, and I had residents of the community part of my interview screening me, making sure that I was the appropriate candidate to represent this new initiative for District 12, Williamsbridge, and Baychester. That being said, beyond our advisory council, we also have spaces for volunteers to join our initiative, whether that be partnerships or volunteering within our space. We have full-time positions that we are eagerly looking for residents of the community to fill these positions. That is our community liaison position, as well as our family advocate position. We are looking to establish as many partnerships as we possibly can because the whole idea of the Family Enrichment Center is to create a space within the community that does not require our residents to leave their neighborhood and get the resources that are not available to them. We want to create a space where everyone has access to whatever they need. That being said, while this is a social service initiative, we do not do any casework. If anyone comes in with any needs for any rental arrears or food stamps, one-shot deals, by all means, we'll support you by referring you elsewhere. But our space, this organic initiative, it's literally a recreational space fully intended on just creating a culture of inclusivity, embracing the diversity of Williamsbridge, District 12, that's Co-op City, Baychester, Uptown on the 2 train line. Literally, we just want to empower our residents, empower their voice, co-design with them, and create something that's going to have a lasting impact for the residents of the community. That being said, if you guys have any questions or interests, I'm here in person. I will leave my contact information. I left some flyers in the front. I welcome you guys to just get involved, challenge us, just give us your input so that way we can honor the model, which is your voice, your opinions, your needs, and co-designing with you all. Thank you.
I just have a question. I think I missed that. Did you say the location?
Yes. So we're servicing Williamsbridge and Baychester. We currently do not have a site right now. So if any of you guys know of any sites in the community, by all means, once again, welcome your input. We are finalizing lease negotiations for a site on Boston Road. However, there's no ink on paper yet. So if any community members want to get involved with our site selection, even the design of the space, once again, I welcome you to get involved. All right? Yes.
What kind of site are you looking for? Do you have like a...
So the only requirement is that it has a minimum of 2,000 square footage. That is really it. Ideally, if we could have a storefront, if we have something accessible to public transportation, because we're spread between Williamsbridge and Baychester, somewhere that's in the middle would be ideal for all residents to access. However, the requirement is really the community wants that space. Do they want a back area? Do they want some type of access to, you fill in the blank, I can't speak on behalf of them. Those are the requirements of the space. Other than that, the minimum is just 2,000 square footage. The question was, is this a weekly activity? So the contract and grant that we have spans up to a decade until we renew it. This is a long-term initiative. And once we have our space, the hours of operation will be based on the community's input. If they want us open on the weekends, evenings, or mornings, that's what we will follow. But we do have what we call offerings made available within our space. And these can be weekly, bi-weekly, monthly offerings. But once again, it's all based on the community's input. If someone here says that, hey, we want to have a parenting group for fathers that are raising young girls, then that can be a weekly, monthly offering, depending on how we decide to go about it. And your imagination can take you wherever you choose to go with that.
Thank you so much for a much needed initiative here in our district.
Thank you. Thank you guys for the time. Take care.
Next up, anyone else? Yes, go ahead. But Deirdre, did you want to talk? Okay.
Hi, my name is Joyce Briscoe, and I am the new president for the 222nd Street Block Association. Recently, I was displaced by a fire, and I decided I want to go to a really nice neighborhood and have living that I preferred, or where I thought I preferred to live other than here. So I went to Morris Park Avenue, I went to Throsneck, I went to Riverdale, and I found some really nice places. But I was hoping that I could stay here and find that same type of neighborhood where I was already displaced from. I didn't find it, and so what I keep trying to do is make this a place where I wouldn't mind, or other people would come and say, wow, I want to live here. And so that's why I try to get involved with the community. I have my 222nd Street. Some of the members are on my phone on Zoom. But so I really wanted to, like I said, stay here and make this the community that I wanted. So Joseph has a lot of the things that I would possibly be looking for in a neighborhood. I'm a little or very annoyed with our local leaders because I felt like on their watch, this neighborhood has progressively gone down. I've been in this neighborhood for the last at least 20 years. And before that, I used to visit here, and I would visit either friends or family. And I used to come here as almost as a respite because I grew up in the projects. And I was like, boy, I really like this place because it's a lot of Black-owned homeowners that live here. And this is the only place I could come and see that. Now it's not what it used to be. And like I said, since I've been here, it has progressively gotten worse. So if I don't have a good feeling about the local leaders who I feel grew up here and have progressively watched this neighborhood deteriorate without screaming to the top of their lungs that they don't like it, I have a problem with that. One example, in my opinion, the Y is so funny. There's so many people that I know that are members of the Y, not one of them live in this neighborhood. And you know why? Because they told me they cannot afford it. So the ones that I know that go to that Y, they can afford it because they're usually retired and they don't live here. So I'm not happy with that. And when they first made the initiative to do it, they were like, no, it's going to be able to serve the neighborhood around it, which is all projects. And usually the people in the projects cannot afford it. And then it closes before you could get home from work. So I'm not happy about that. And so I'm hoping to make certain changes that I would like to see. And I did decide, and I found another place in this neighborhood so that I could stay here and I don't have to go to Riverdale or Morris Park or Throsneck. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes?
Just to address some of the issues that she brought up. I don't know who you were speaking to because I am a member of the Y. And I know that they gave grants and they give out financial aid to the people that are here in this community.
Stand up. I don't doubt that, and I'm sure that you, and maybe you can afford it. I'm seeing the people in the projects that
They get financial aid. Okay, the people, well, they give financial aid. If you fill out the forms, they have applications for financial aid.
Ms. Briscoe, I just would like for you to know that both those housing authority projects are now privatized by non-for-profits. They have moved up a bit. Affordability becomes questionable. However, be advised that that is what's transparency. That's what has happened. I feel somewhat the same way you do when it comes to looking for something in this community. And I grew up in this community. And I can remember when it was all white. So I get it. I fully understand. I don't want to blame elected officials. I want to be part of the process that rejuvenizes or creates the adrenaline to make a positive change. And that's why I'm still here. But I understand your plight.
And that's why I'm still here.
Well-
I'm willing to fight for the neighborhood.
Well, all I can say at this point is stay strong, okay? And I feel the same way you do, and I wanted the Y to be down on Gun Hill and White Plains Road. All right, I had my own thing. I pleaded with everybody. I didn't have a space. I could tell you just what they went through because I was right here with Al DeCastro when they were going up and down the ladder trying to find a place, when Larry Seabrook was trying to find a place. So I get it, but it's up here because that was the only space available. It happens to be with an uprooted housing development, but that's all that was available. And you still have to be thankful that Carl Hastie was able to become the speaker to find that money to make this happen. Otherwise, we'd still be looking for a space. So we got a lot to be thankful for, but I understand the plight. And we're gonna have to embrace the change on the negative end and try to turn it around because that's the name of the game. So just keep hope, stay strong. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Good evening. My name is Elise Murray. I am on the Edenwald Resident Tenant Association, and I'm one of the chair members. My entire board sat and filed a petition to the YMCA to make it sure that it would be affordable for people in the privately owned, now no longer projects, housing, now development, privately owned, to make sure that the Baychester community, Shefflin, and Edenwald would be able to attend. I am a member. I have a disability, and I was able to talk to the district manager and negotiate a more affordable price. They are offering grants, like you said, like she said, one of the members said, you just have to go in and talk to them. I'll get your information and I'll try to assist you as well.
Like I said, most of the time they close, everything stops before I get home from work. So I'm not talking about me. I'm just saying, like I said, the people that I know that's there, they live in Westchester, and I know these people personally. And I'm saying, I know personally 5 people, and most of the time they're friends that come. Nobody lives here in this community.
I'm just going to add this. Several people in the Edenwald Community Development are members of the YMCA, and they have arranged a more affordable membership for people in Edenwald.
I'm glad
Okay.
to hear.
Thank you so much for being here and joining us and for sharing your concerns. Next up, Darnell. Do we have a Darnell? Okay, we're going to move on to online. Oh, got it. Okay, thank you. Do we have anyone online? For the public gallery session, Anna Lopez. Remind you that you have 2.5 minutes to speak and then 30 minutes for us to discuss. Anna? I'm
Okay.
sorry,
Can you hear me?
2.5 minutes and then 30 seconds to
Can-
discuss.
Okay, can you hear me? Yes? Okay. So I'm coming from Big Brother Big Sisters. So basically I just wanted to talk about our organization. We are a nonprofit organization that focuses on pairing the youth with a mentor. Our littles, which range from the ages of 7 to 17, and our bigs, which are 21 plus, work together in a mentorship to create SMART goals that can assist the youth with their academics, behavior, everyday confidence, and various relationships. We currently have 2 initiatives, which is the Be Bronx Be Big initiative, which is basically hoping to increase the numbers of volunteers coming from the Bronx to serve the youth that's also coming from the Bronx. We serve about 21% of the youth, so it would be great to get more volunteers. We also have the girl youth recruitment. So as you know, most of the time, many girls are seen as like they don't need the assistance and they don't need mentorship. But we definitely would want to see more girl youth getting the mentors and extra support that they need. You can partake by becoming a volunteer, enrolling your youth, referring us to anybody who you believe this program will be best for. I would love to see us attending your community events. So you have any community events and you're interested in us attending, definitely let me know. You can follow us on social media. And finally, I am the volunteer engagement coordinator, and you can contact me at alopez@bigsnyc.org. And I will definitely drop those information in the chat. Thank you and have a great evening.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have Precious Butler.
Hello, good afternoon. Can everyone hear me? Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Precious Butler. I am from Bronx Works. I am the program coordinator for NYSERDA's Climate Justice Fellowship Plus program. I will be telling you a little bit about this program. So the New York State Energy Research and Development Authority, NYSERDA, with support from U.S. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York's 14th Congressional District, is pleased to announce the Climate Justice Fellowship Plus program. Fully funded by the U.S. Department of Labor, the Climate Justice Fellowship Plus program is a $3 million pilot program to advance climate justice in the Bronx and Queens. Bronx Works is a multi-service organization and settlement house, will provide case management services to fellows enrolled in the Climate Justice Fellowship Plus program. Fellows will work with Bronx Works to receive up to $5,000 in supportive services and professional development funding. This funding is designed to boost retention of fellows in the program. A fellowship can be designed to support a range of activities, such as research to advance work on a particular issue or developing a new community-based organization or initiative. The fellow eligibility goes as follows. They must be a resident of New York's 14th Congressional District, must be a member of the priority population, must commit to the entire 15-month fellowship with the goal of assisting the employer in advancing climate justice and or clean energy priorities. Lastly, they must commit to participating in cohort services and quarterly check-ins with Bronx Works. Just to name a few of the priority list, I will mention that the criteria is as followed. You can be a displaced homemaker, a low-income individual, individual with disabilities, older individual, previously incarcerated individual, an individual experiencing homelessness, and lastly, individuals who aged out of foster care system. That's just a few of the criteria. If you know anyone who resides in Congressional District 14, I will share my email address as well as my phone number, as well as my flyer in the chat so that anyone can get this information. Again, my name is Precious Butler. My email address is pbutler@bronxworks.org.
Precious,
My
can you
phone
put that in the chat?
Okay, yes, I
It's
definitely
easier
will.
for people to get it from there. And you can definitely send your information to Ursula so that she can send it out to the group as well.
Okay, I will share my information in the chat. Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much.
Welcome.
Anyone else? Okay, that closes our public gallery session, and now we're going to move on to our elected officials representatives. We have in-house Andy.
Happy New Year, everyone. How's everybody doing? Again, my name is Andy. I'm with Council Member Kevin C. Riley. I'm going to just jump right into it. So for legislation, there's two bills that I want to make a note of this coming year and then coming new year. I have bill intro number 1070 that was actually voted on the last stated meeting in 2024. It expands reporting on domestic violence services by city agencies and community partners to be able to highlight ways to improve their services. That's as much as the bill goes into detail. The next bill bill is actually the council member's bill. It's intro 0082. It's a gun violence hotline. And it's the purpose of the bill is more to require the Office for the Neighborhood Safety and the Prevention of Gun Violence to establish a 3-digit emergency hotline known as the Gun Violence Intervention Hotline to aid individuals seeking assistance with mental health and supportive services and programs related to gun violence intervention. The office would also be required to carry out a public awareness campaign targeted at young adults to inform residents about the hotline and submit annual reports to evaluate whether the hotline has been effective in its purpose. So I'm reading it verbatim so that the language of the bill does not get confused at all. Budget updates. So about 2 weeks ago, we started the discretionary funding application, which was opened. It's the hard deadline for the non-for-profits that can apply for the discretionary funding is Wednesday, February 19th, 2025 at 5 p.m. We actually recently had a workshop for the budget yesterday at the YMCA. The next budget meeting we'll be having would be at Section 5 Community Center, which is located on 135 Einstein Loop, room 45, and that's Wednesday, January 29th. You can always try to set up an appointment for that budget at www.linktr.ee/Riley budget. And then to end off, we have about 2 events that we're doing. January 30th, we're having an MLK Day of Service, which is a food distribution. That'll be at Tuesday to January 30th at 3 o'clock, 1250 East 229th Street, Bronx, New York, 10466. It is while supplies last, so I'll probably, if you have anybody that would like to attend, probably get there as early as possible. The last event we're having is a senior vision board party. It will be on Tuesday, January 31st from 9:30 a.m. through 11 a.m. And that's also at the YMCA, which is 1250 East 229th Street. And I think that's it for me.
We have a question from a board member.
Yeah.
Kartika.
Hi, my name is Kritika, and I just had a question around, you had mentioned legislation. Can you just go back, is that a program that's coming out or it's a new legislation that's pending approval?
Are you referring to the gun violence hotline or?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's a bill that hasn't been passed yet. So that's still circulating within the city council.
Gotcha. Okay, and so it would appear on Legistar.
Say that one more time?
It would appear on Legistar if we look for it.
Yeah, that's correct. So that's bill intro 0082, and that's 2024, because I know there's like a 2023 or 2022 one.
Awesome. And then quick question, with the ICE raids that are happening in New York City, are there any programs or anything that is hoping, like Know Your Rights workshops happening and such?
Sorry, can you repeat that one more time?
With the ICE raids that are happening in the city, are there any Know Your Rights workshops upcoming or anything similar to that?
You're referring to like the ICE raids, right? So we have like past partnerships with like Moya, which is the mayor's office with immigrant affairs. There's other like community partners that also can like come to like assist, but for actual events that are like set in stone, I can't say that they are. There would be zero reason why our office wouldn't like plan for those. We can definitely have that discussion with my team. But I know that if like any person has those concerns, which I can imagine that they do, they can always come reach out to our office and I can try to, provide them the resources that they should have, at least bottom line, their rights. So
Awesome. Thank you.
no problem. Thank you.
We had one more. Ariel?
Hello, I wanted to know about the city of Yes. I know that Kevin Riley voted yes for it, and he was supposed to have like a meeting to tell us like why he voted the way he did. I'm not sure if that meeting already happened. If so, where can we find that information?
So I don't believe he has actually set a stone up place where he's explained his decision on that. I think that's still something he's gonna come to the community board to discuss one-on-one with you guys on. There's not like a specific place where he has put his like actual opinion on the matter, like why he made a decision. I know that he voted yes with the idea that he wanted to set some provisions within the city of yes guidelines, but to have like more in-depth like conversation, I think he's still going to plan on that.
Yes, Ariel, he said he would come and speak to us about that. Okay. Yeah, so if you can try and get him to come maybe to the following.
Yeah. Side note, it was his daughter's birthday today, actually. So that's probably where he.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
Happy birthday to.
yeah, no, but he actually had every intention to come today to discuss that in more detail. I know he actually wanted to kind of tie in a little bit with Department of Land Use, and kind of bring into more shed light on specifically this district as to what he wanted and plan for the city of Yes, with in mind any like efforts he wanted to do with White Plains, even Laconia at one point. But when he comes to the next meeting, I'll let him, discuss further.
Thank you.
That's it.
Yes. Okay. Next up, we have Alina. Alina, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Hi, good evening, everyone. Happy New Year's to you all. I just wanted to, Alina Dow, Bronx Borough Director from the Mayor's Office of Community Affairs. I just wanted to share that the mayor was, really happy about the ending of last year. He's ran from the very beginning. He's been promising that public safety is a criteria. Hold on, I'm just wanting to turn my camera on. I don't know if you guys can see me, but that public safety was a top priority to him. So closing out the year with crime overall down, 19,000 guns were removed off of the street. He had 1,300 illegal smoke shops were closed. He had 7,800 unhoused New Yorkers moved off of the subway into shelters, and 173, while the sidewalk sheds people might not think of as crime, there was a lot of things that do happen when those sidewalk sheds are up. So he made sure that 173 miles of sidewalk scaffolding were taken down. He wants to continue this to just go into the new year with public safety being a top priority, as well as other making New York City the biggest, safest city that there is. He also put in place, there's a new thing to address like the homelessness. We all know that this cannot happen. The mayor is aware that it can't happen without the community. That's why I continue to say, please call 911. Please continue to be the eyes and the ears of your community. I did hear someone, I know being in the community, I've myself been there for many, many years. Things do change, but as long as we continue to represent our communities, they will get better. You guys have great, obviously, George and Ursula are amazing. They contact me all the time regarding different issues. I am working with them both right now. I know that the lack of enforcement is something that you guys have continued to speak about. I have personally made sure to follow up. I have my first deputy commissioner involved, just wanting people to get out there for more enforcement on White Plains Road from about 222nd all the way to about 233rd regarding how they're parking illegally. So that's something that we will continue to follow up on. Please continue to make the complaints so that it's easier when we go back and look in the system that they know that the complaints are coming from the community because the community is upset. In addition to getting the street cleaners to clean in those areas that the bike lanes areas that are sometimes blocked by the illegal parking. So I put my information in the chat. Please, I encourage you to please contact me. I am not a stranger. I have my phone always available. George, I just wanted to, there's also, George, on behalf of the community, has also complained about other businesses that were not being friendly neighbors in the community, and we're working on addressing that and getting some toes over there. So happy New Year's to you all, and please don't hesitate to contact me. Bye.
Thank you so much. Next up, Ronell.
Hi, my name is Brunel from State Senator Jamal T. Bailey's office. Happy New Year. I just want to reiterate our office information for anyone that's not familiar with our office. So our address is 959 East 233rd Street, Bronx, New York, 10466. It is between Edenwall and Gunther Avenue. Yesterday we had a food giveaway. We usually have a pantry monthly. I haven't, we haven't received that much attendance. We'd like to see like more people come to our food pantry. I can put the information in the chat, or if you could provide your email address to me, I can make sure to put you on our community update. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Anyone else online from an elected official representative's office? Okay, so that closes the portion of our agenda. Next on the agenda, just thank you all for being here. Those that are here, we've met quorum. It's a nice big group here today. But I do want to address the committees. We're still having a lack of attendance for committees, which definitely sets us back because we have voting matters that need to go through committee first so that we make our recommendations. I think everybody is aware at this point that you've been assigned to your committees. You are required to come in person. That is, you're mandated to be part of a committee and come to the general full board meeting in person. The reason that we condensed our committees was because we thought that we would be able to lead more effective committees and meetings with more participants. And so you also have to remember that it counts as an unexcused absence if you're not here in person and you haven't alerted us. And after 3 unexcused absences, we do have to bring you to the board for a vote to be voted out. So you have to keep that in mind. The absences is a combination of your committee meetings and full board meetings that you're missing. And I think that's it. We'll keep it moving. George, do you have anything you'd like to share?
Sure. Can you guys hear me? All right. So, I'm sorry?
George, anything you want to share? Moving on
Yeah,
to your.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. So, I'll be very quick. Good evening, board members, and Happy New Year. It's 25, and the new year has started off with a bang. I'd like to thank everyone that came to our holiday potluck. I would like to give a special shout out to those that cooked or brought something. For those of you that could not attend, we missed you. January can be a slow month, but we've been very busy. The 47th Precinct Council held their meeting at Gun Hill Houses, where our board member, Robert Hall, served as the host. The Borough President's Office held a conversation with the MTA about congestion pricing and what projects would move forward with the funding. Airbnb hosted a roundtable discussion in the district about local law 1107, which would allow for short-term rentals to homeowners. I wanted to use my time to ask the committees to refocus on budget requests and prioritizing those requests. So far, we only have requests for the Parks Committee. Each committee should submit a list of funding requests for the capital and expense side of the budget to the full board for consideration. Funding requests can range from more cops to walk the city streets to funding to address street flooding. At our last full board meeting, the board discussed and voted on several parks department initiatives related to the capital budget. I'm aware that Committee 1 is looking to address the complaints about tractor trailers and trucks parking throughout the district. Just today, a reporter from the New York Times reached out to discuss a unique distinction that Community Board 12 has, which is the most 311 noise complaints in the city of New York. This might be worth discussing with the NYPD. For example, how do they plan on addressing those concerns, or what they need to address those complaints? These are the types of requests that should be discussed by each committee and brought before the full board so we can figure out our biggest priorities. Finally, as noted in our November meeting, the Fund for the City of New York assigned us Ashwara Petkesh. She is a second-year urban and community planning student at the Pratt Institute, as well as a community planning fellow with FCNY. She met with our executive officers, and hopefully we can introduce her to the full board soon. She was provided some direction by our executive officers, and we are excited to hear from the rest of the board. And in conclusion, today marks my 3,462 day as your district manager, or 9 years, 5 months, and 21st day of my tenure here. I'm grateful for each and every day at the board. Thank you for your patience, and good night.
Thank you, George. Next up, we are going to move to the approval of the board minutes for October 24, 2024. Can somebody make a motion?
Can I
to
just make a
accept?
friendly
Yeah.
amendment?
Yes.
Where it says Committee 2 report, I just want to note that it was unanimously approved, all of those budget requests and the letters.
You're talking about the board minutes for October 24, 2024. Did everybody hear that? Any questions?
It's a November, yeah.
No. No, the minutes that we're talking about is for October 2024. We didn't pass those minutes yet. The November minutes haven't been submitted yet.
Okay, yes, the ones we received this morning. Then yes, just if this is the same meeting I'm talking about.
Okay. Just make sure it's for the October.
Sorry, I received the agenda from Ursula this morning for 11/21/24. I don't.
We're not
got it.
voting on those yet.
Never mind, disregard. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay. I'd like to make a motion to accept the board minutes for October 24, 2024. Who first? Robert Hall first,
Yeah, Robert Hall first, I think.
Robert
Mr.
Link
Yeah.
second. Okay. And so can we make a unanimous, take a unanimous vote? What? Oh, to do a roll call? Okay, so I'm gonna pass the mic to Clinton, who's gonna do a roll call.
Okay. Good evening. Judith Benitez.
Aye.
Benitez.
Aye.
Carlton Berkeley. Carla Basadi. Just taking a roll call. Just taking a roll call. Okay. Patricia Boswell. I'm checking. Okay, so we're gonna do the vote. Okay, I'm gonna do the vote then.
Yeah.
Okay. We're taking the vote now. Judith Benitez.
Aye. That aye.
Said aye? Okay. Carlton Berkeley. Carla Basadi. Patricia Boswell. Michelle Bronfield Armstrong, Desiree Campbell, Sadie Campbell, Joan Claude, Etonia Davis, Tolene Dickerson,
Aye.
Tierra Donaldson,
Aye.
Jaslyn Farmer, Alfredo Figueroa, Sabrina Fisher, Kartika Fuentes,
Aye.
Johnny Goff, Darren Grant, Sheila Grierson,
Here, aye.
okay, if you're voting, you have to be on camera during the meeting. Robert Hall. No, no, he's not here. James Theodore. Alpha Kamara. Robert Link. Javed Malik. Okay. Mark. Uda Kabong. Mark. Lucille Martin.
Aye.
That's Lucille.
Gotta be on camera, Lucille.
You have to be on camera, Lucille.
This is my business, my family. I typically start half plus.
If you're voting, you must be on camera. Mensa, Mame. Antoinette Mitchell. Elise Andrea Murray. Clinton. Carmen Ortiz. All right.
Here,
Are you voting yay or nay for
yes. Yes.
Everyone has to be on camera again. If you're online, you have to be on camera. Wayne Palmer. Ariel Peters. Dominique Finn. Anthony Reed. Sherry Samuels, Dr. Sherry Samuels. Karen Skinner Parks. Paul Stricker. Benga Suber. Luke Sabados.
Aye.
Deborah Torado. Damon Two Times. Deborah Walker. Beatrice Coronel.
Deborah you're muted, Deborah.
Deborah Walker.
Aye.
Theodore is back on.
Theodore James. Vote is approved.
Ayes have it.
Yep.
Okay. Great, thank you. Now we're going to move on to committee reports. First, we have Committee 2.
Hi, everybody. Just a reminder that if you're on the committee, please, please, please show up to the meetings. We aren't able to do business if people don't show up. And it's a real shame because we got a lot of important things that we want to do. We heard 2 great presentations from the Parks Department over at our last meeting. Those are for Haffen Park, and I'll just pull those up. One is for a community center at the southeast corner of the park, and another is to revamp the amphitheater and the central structure there. They were really excited to see these investments. These are capital investments to the park. They personally, I think they look really beautiful, and we had a lot of thoughtful comments and feedback from the committee members who were in attendance. So tonight, since we didn't have a vote, I'm bringing this as a member of the committee that we'd like a letter of support to the Parks Department. These are 2 letters of support for these projects. Let me just pull these up really quick, but it's the community center and the amphitheater reconstruction. Does anybody have any questions? Yes, amphitheater park and public restroom building reconstruction. Anybody have any questions about these presentations? They were also circulated. So I'm seeking a motion to support these letters of support. These letters will generally just kind of describe what the project is, why they're important, for the vitality of the community, for creating safe spaces for kids to play, things like that. Does anybody want to second the motion?
Yeah, I want to make the motion. And also I live in the area. Yes, so I'm very familiar with the park. And these are additions to what was already planned. So we're getting an upgrade to the original capital improvement. So I do.
All right. So
Yes.
you're making a motion to accept the report.
Okay, I'm making a motion to accept the report.
So you have 2? 2 of you? Okay. Do you have their names?
I can't see that far, but
Pamela and Pat. Patricia Boswell. Okay. And Karen.
I have a question, though. I thought the person that gave the report, I'm just going by Robert rules. I thought the person that gave the report couldn't make the motion. That someone else has to make the motion.
To accept the report?
That's probably right. So let's redo this. I'm trying to make a motion, or does somebody want to make a motion to accept the report? Do you mind saying your name into the mic?
Hi, I so move. My name is E. Tonya Elizabeth Davis Lopez.
And now he's second. He can make. And she's seconded.
We have that in a minute. To accept the report, but who's second, the person second?
She, what's her name? Patricia Boswell seconded.
Okay.
Do we have to do a second?
So now we move on to the vote for the letters of support.
Okay, so now we are seeking letters of support and a vote for 2 letters of support, one for the Heffen Park Community Center, one for the Hafen Park Amphitheater and Public Restroom Building Reconstruction. 2 letters of support. Does anybody want to make a motion? And then another person seconds.
I'll make a motion. Javed Malik making a motion. A second.
Thank you.
Seconded. Alfredo.
Any questions?
Alfredo, did they get back to you about the blue light system, possibly implementing that in Haven Park?
Nothing yet.
All right. Right, so the blue
Not
light
yet.
system, basically, during the meeting, there was a suggestion about lighting and the fear that, there wouldn't be enough lighting for security reasons as well as, ADA compliance. So the easy way to go about that would be implementing a blue light system. Now with that, you also get contacts with the NYPD as well as FDNY in case someone may, have a health episode in the middle of the park. It's basically a nice lit trail where if you say you fall at the beginning of the park as opposed to the end, they know exactly where you are so someone can get to you, as well as it gives a nice ambient light that isn't too abrasive to all the residential area that's around it. So no big spotlights, just blaring into people's windows, just a nice light that will illuminate the park.
So one thing we can do is incorporate a recommendation for the Parks Department to collaborate with NYPD to install a blue light system. We
Right,
can include
because
that.
according to what Park said, it doesn't fall on them. It does fall on NYPD. So we do have to make this request to NYPD.
A quick question. Once we get a letter of support and we submit it, what's the next step?
So this is a rather lengthy process because it's a capital project. And I think from here, it goes into procurement. Or maybe design finalization and procurement. And that's where they have to select three different people to build. Yeah, they have to bid it out to three different companies, and then they have to choose the right one. And that's just for ethical reasons so that there's no cronyism. But I think they were talking about 2029 is when they would finish project. Yeah.
What kind of budget are we looking at?
I think it's in the $24 million, something like that.
Another voting sheet. Oh, you put. Yes.
Hi, this is Sheila Grierson. I have a question.
Does that go to the city or the Bronx Borough President? Who approves that?
So it's all city. I think they have the funding already allocated. They just want to make sure that the community board is aligned and that everybody's, in favor of this. And I think based on what we hear, it's a really great investment and we're really excited for it. So we just want to keep that money chugging along right into the park.
Right. We even asked, are we in danger of losing the funding with this new administration? And they said, no, they already have the funds allocated, but it does take a while. I think it's 2028, 2027 is when the project would be completed. Completed.
Hello, I have a question.
It's going to be 4 years. It's 4 years.
Hello, I have a question.
Who's that?
Sheila Grierson with a question.
Yes, Sheila?
Yeah, has anybody ever contacted our Workman Circle management to see how they feel about it? It's going to be a lot of congestion on that street, and I believe that's a busy area. So has anybody reached out to them and see what they thought about it?
No, we have not.
We would love to have a.
That would be a good idea.
Yeah, we would love to collaborate with them. While it's kind of in the final stages of design, there's always room for collaboration and communication to make sure that the project, once it's implemented, it's very cohesive with the existing needs. So this isn't something that we're just going to have one vote and then sign off for the rest of the project. We're going to be involved every step of the way. So yeah, we're definitely happy to make those connections. Yeah, and if they want to come to present or speak to our committee members, we would love that. We'll bring the Parks Department in. It'll be great.
Great. And so now the next part is the vote. So we can do it as a unanimous vote.
Yeah, requesting bundling these two votes into one. So there's 2 letters of support. We're looking for, do we already get a motion and a second?
Yes, for
Okay.
the first part.
So we need those 2 for the second part. Okay. Does anybody want to make a first motion?
Java Malik, first motion.
Second motion, anybody?
We're for the committee. We did the motion to accept the report. Now we have to do,
So the motion to accept the report, I thought you had 2 persons already, Etonia Davis and seconded by Patricia Boswell. The second part that you did, which was the community center and amphitheater, was Javid and Alfredo. So you have another motion.
those were for the 2, right? Right.
Yeah. So the first vote was for the committee report. Yeah.
For the 2 issues, the 2.
Great. Great. Then we're good. And we're just seeking a voice vote.
A unanimous.
Yeah. Does anybody support? Say aye.
Aye.
Are there any abstentions? Are there any recusals? Are there any nays? It's unanimous vote.
No, that was it. He bundled it. Okay, thank you so much. Now we're going to move on to the disciplinary committee.
Hi, my name is Robert Lake. I'm the chair of the disciplinary committee. We had a meeting earlier this month, and where was it last month? December 17th. We'll be issuing a report and setting another meeting. I want to thank everybody who appeared at the meeting and the committee for their hard work. And that's it.
Okay, great. So now we're going to move on to the last portion, new business. The last time we met, we spoke about social media, Alpha and Dominique. Any updates?
That makes more sense.
I don't have a USB here. It's a Mac.
It's a Mac. Good. I even know they make USB-C. Oh, we didn't start yet.
Yeah, my mic is the same word. Just waiting for it to. No committee won't let it happen. Okay, get that like this, WebEx, yes. I was trying to make it larger.
Maximize?
That was not what I meant to do. I just wanted to maximize, there we go. I've never seen it. And then I'm just gonna do share.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
You guys can see the presentation online? They can't see it.
Yes.
Online?
Yes? Okay, they can see.
So we can't see it. So you guys can't see it.
Go ahead.
All right, cool. Oh, perfect.
Dominique, you want to sit with him and help him over there?
Yes. All right, so just want to do a quick presentation that's talking about enhancing the District 12's community engagement through social media. So my name is Alpha Kamara, one of the community board members, and expanding through Instagram and TikTok potentially. I know there's a lot of controversy right now, so I'll specifically watch Instagram, but we'll keep going from there. Where are we now? That's the first slide. So I looked at the data that we do have. So right now on YouTube, we have 96 subscribers. And then on Facebook, that's 805 followers. So just that alone just shows that it's not a lot of representation in regards to followers or who's actually watching our live and who's actually watching our posts online. So next slide, please. All right, so the opportunity. So Instagram, we already know that over 70% of users are under the age of 35 years old, which there's a lot of high engagement on visuals and community-focused content, which will be like the highlight. For TikTok, we know it's the fastest growing platform globally, ideally for reaching Gen Zs and millennial audiences. And then with Facebook, we already know a statistic during to the Pew Research, Gen X and Boomers are 78 and 83% utilizing that platform, utilizing Facebook, YouTube, and WhatsApp. So this just kind of presents an opportunity that we can utilize having the old and new, utilizing Gen Z, Gen X, millennials, boomers, everyone to kind of try to get them utilizing the different platforms. We go to the next slide. I looked at one of the Bronx Community District 12 on the community profile. It shows that just for, this is kind of outdated too, because on this one, it's like 2010, so we definitely need more data, but it just shows alone just how many, the age groups that we have here in our district. So we can see that a good majority chunk are 60s to what, 25?
Yeah, 25.
25 to 20, right? So that's a good chunk. So it just shows that there's opportunity once again to utilize the social media platform to engage them. So now the question is, next slide. So social media strategies. So the goals will be like increasing community awareness of events and resources, utilizing the platform, promote local businesses and initiatives, highlight community achievements. That'll be a good way for, again, create a cohesive environment through social media. The themes can be like, this is again suggestions, but there are probably many more. Spotlight District 12 heroes, know your neighborhood, get some local history and fun facts, event highlights. So we can utilize short videos, reels they call it, or stories. If we go to an event like they have coming up the next two that Councilmember Riley is doing, we go there, we catch some reels. The last time we did another event like the community block party, we can utilize some of those videos to again show community engagement. Again, we talked about a lot about the health and mental health topics that we can streamline, be theme-based as well. So the approach can be weekly posts, 2 to 3 on Instagram, 2 on TikTok, and then it could be short form videos, infographics, and then community polls to again show more engagement. So next slide. With some beautiful people there, right? That was my first event with Community Board 12, so I had to represent. But what would it do? Bringing the community together. Social media will foster a sense of unity and pride. It'll bridge the gap between the board members and the residents, empower residents to voice opinions and participate in discussion. Example of context, again, local events coverage like block parties, cleanup drives, Q&A sessions with board members, highlight grants or new projects in the district. Example, Hafen Park, right? Next one. So action plan, right? So step 1, establish Instagram and TikTok accounts. Step 2, designate a social media coordinator or team. Step 3 could potentially be develop a monthly content calendar. Step 4 will be start with a 3-month pilot program, then evaluate the success. So I also included, Mr. George Torres was saying about the city's, policies. I did put that in a PDF, and I also made a Word document where it can kind of just get straight to the point what we need. And then I actually made on the next slide the do's and don'ts. So do's, of course, these are do's and don'ts. It's a lot, but insurance council are registered and verified with the mods or for authenticity, use high quality, non-pixelated visuals with official city or agency's logos. Again, this is coming from the policies, right? So respond promptly and professionally to questions and concerns. Include alt text for images to enhance accessibility for all. Follow copyright and intellectual property laws. Strictly use Creative Commons for licensed content. Don'ts. No, of course, avoid use of offensive, discriminatory, or political language. Do not share personal opinions or campaign-related content and official accounts. Never share password electronically. Ensure strong and secure storage. Avoid posting low-quality photos or irrelevant content that doesn't align with the city's mission. So that's some of this stuff. And again, simple. Together we could build a stronger district. Call to action: let's make District 12 a leader in community engagement. And I started a little trend called Tag a Friend and Let's Attend. So shout out to my brother Darnell. He's my friend that I tagged, and he's here as a representation just to show that it could work. So thank you guys. She out them out.
Wow. I would just like to say that is a very impressive
That was dope.
presentation.
Seriously, that was amazing. Like,
I think we are all hyped. Any questions? Yes.
I have one. Yeah, I agree. That was great. So thank you for putting in that work. It shows how much work you put into it. Just out of curiosity, did you benchmark any of the other community boards to see how our subscribers or followers compared to theirs?
That's a good point. I've been watching them. I didn't really look at their numbers, but I do see that. I think it was Community Board 7. They're strong. So they're strong.
Okay.
So that would be a good way. Again, if we have a team and stuff that we can look at what's going on, we can strategize as well. Okay, we want to be the leading engagement group. So I think I'll be the mission for us.
All right. Thank you.
Community Board 7 has 1,774 followers. They're pretty active on their Instagram. Any other questions? Comments, feedback? Go ahead, Karen.
I just want to know if you can share that with the board.
Yeah, so I put it the way I did it. So because it's the data there, so for the Pew Research, so everybody can grab it. There's also the policies and procedures is there as well. So I'll share it with the board. So
Thank you.
Access it.
I'll just say, great presentation. You got a round of applause, so you can see how much everybody's really enthused about this. And I'll just note that community board participation, the minimum age is 16 years old. And so we can really reach out to different demographics than that traditionally participate in community boards, and we can get fresh voices. And I think that's what's great about doing social media and engaging in different ways to reach people.
I think that we need to move forward with this, right? And adopt this. Would anybody like to make a motion to adopt this? And then we can start talking about logistics of who's gonna run, maybe forming a committee or adding it to one of our committees, existing committees. Karen?
I'd like to make a motion that we move forward with the social media campaign for Community Board 12.
Okay, so Karen first.
I would like the second. E.
Karen and Etonia. Thank you. So any other questions? So now we are going to take a vote. Yeah, Luke?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any abstentions? Any recusals? Any nays? Motion passes
Motion
unanimously.
passes.
One abstention.
Okay, so what I will do next is figure out which committee we can just add this to. Okay? And so at our next full board meeting, I'll announce it. But it probably makes sense to add it to our committee number 3, which is education, cultural libraries, and health. Okay. Thank you all for a great meeting, and we are closing out our, can I get a motion to close? Yes, hold on. Sorry. Wait.
Really quickly, we didn't meet for Committee 3 last time because it got canceled. But just some few updates from our last meeting when we were speaking about expanding the EBT program in New York City. I did some more research on it, and I had a member from Kevin C. Riley's office reach out to me, his legislative director, and speaking about how we can make this a reality. And I learned more and more about the intricacies of it and how expanding the EBT program is a statewide effort. And I sent him the information on exactly what we were talking about and making sure that people that are participating in SNAP would be able to access food and healthy items from restaurants. And essentially, his legislative director liked the idea and approved it to be able to be moved forward to Kevin C. Councilman's desk. And we're awaiting for him to give us updates on whether or not he will find a state legislator to sponsor the bill. So that's just a really quick minor update on that.
Thank you so much. Okay, can I get a motion to close? Ariel, 1. Dominique seconded. Okay, so we're closing out our meeting at 8:16. Reminder, please, February, important for you to join your committee meetings, full board attendance is important. Thank you.